P parentheses A means the probability that A happens. An A with a line over it is called the complement, and it means the probability A does not happen. Okay, so it's the opposite. If P of A is 0.35, this is like a 35% chance. Change the decimal to a percent. So P of not A would be the opposite, which is 1 minus 0.35, which is 0.65, and that's a 65% chance. The reason you subtract from 1 is because 1 is like 100 in percents. 1 is the decimal form of 100%. Okay, 1 is the decimal form of 100%. So if P of A is 0.04, P of the opposite would be 1 minus 0.04. Probabilities must be between 0 and 1. It cannot be negative, and it cannot be more than 1. Okay, there's these little or equal to means include. So a probability can be 0, it can be 1. What are some examples of things that cannot be a probability? 1.57, negative 0.12. Okay, what if it's a fraction? Divide and see what that answer is. So 5 divided by 4 is more than 1. What if it's a square root? Use a calculator to get the decimal for that. So square root of 3 is 1.73, so it cannot be a probability. If 5 out of 100 car batteries are defective, the probability of selecting a defective one would be 5 out of the 100. Okay, so how many out of the total? Okay, anytime there's a test of something, like being pregnant or having strep or something, there's always the chance of a wrong result. Okay, so the total number of people there, you would add all 4 of those numbers. A false positive means a positive result, but the person was not pregnant. So that would be 3 out of the 50 people. A false negative would mean the test comes back negative, but they're not pregnant. So that would be the 2 people that had a negative test, but they're really pregnant. So that's 2 out of the 50 total. Okay. This next web assignment example talks about, next homework example talks about people going through a drive-through and whether or not their order was accurate or not accurate. Okay, so if you add up all of those numbers, that there was 30 total people. Okay, to find the probability that it came from A or it was accurate, you add up A, you add up the accurate, but you subtract A accurate. Okay, because the people that ordered from restaurant A and the people that had an accurate order are counted twice, because they're counted in A and they're counted in accurate. So A is a total of 8, accurate is a total of 22. The 5 plus 7 plus 2 plus 8. Okay. There's 22 here, and there's 8 here for 30 total people. Okay, so there's 8 A's. There's 22 total accurate. Okay, but these 5 people right here get counted twice. Okay, so 8 plus 22 minus 5 is 25. So 25 out of 30 chance that it was either A or it was an accurate order. Okay. If the probability of an event is 0.23 and events are independent, the probability that an event happens 3 times, you just multiply the probability that it happens 1 times 2 times 3 times. Okay? You multiply the probability of A and B and C. You multiply probability times probability times the probability. So if the probability is the same every time, you would multiply 0.23 times itself times itself. Okay. If an iPhone has a 4-digit unlock code, each digit could be 10 possibilities because the numbers 1 through 9 and 0. Okay. So each of those 4 digits can be 10 things. So the total number of codes you just multiply. Okay. What if a passcode is 3 digits from a 5-digit keypad? That means each of the 3 digits can only be 5 things if it's only a 5-key keypad. Okay. What about the probability of guessing a 16-digit credit card? Okay, this should be 16. I've changed the example. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that would be 10 to the 16th. Okay. Oh, no, I was correct at first. Okay. Why is it only 12? If you know the last 4 digits. Okay. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. What's the probability of guessing a 16-digit credit card if you already know the last 4 digits? Okay. So you have to guess. You know 4, so you have to guess 12. So 10 to the 12th. Okay. What if a company has 8 people and they're going to choose 2 officers, like a president and a vice president? How many different arrangements are there? Okay. So this is called a permutation. A permutation is when order matters. Order matters because somebody's going to be president and somebody's going to be vice president. Okay, so the formula is n factorial over n minus r factorial. N is the 8 you can choose from, and 2 officers is r. Okay, so we subtract the 8 minus 2 on bottom. 8 factorial means 8 times 7 all the way down. 6 factorial means 6 times 5 all the way down. Now the 6 times 5 all the way down on top and bottom can cancel. So you just get 8 times 7. Okay. Now what if there's 14 members of a basketball team? And how many ways can you choose the starting 5? The 5 people that will go out at the tip-off. Okay. Order doesn't matter because the 5 people are just out on the court. So this is called a combination of 14 choose 5. A combination has a different formula. It's got n factorial, n minus r factorial, and r factorial. So n is the 14 to choose from, and r is the 5 people going out on the court. Okay, so we do what's in parentheses on bottom first, subtract 14 minus 5. We write all those out. 14 factorial, 14 times 13 all the way down. 9 factorial, 9 all the way down. And that 5 factorial, that's in blue there, is the other little part of it. Okay? So the 9 through 1 on top and bottom divide out. So multiply 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 on top. On bottom, multiply 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 on bottom. And then divide those two numbers. Okay, that's the end of the lesson.